Hello everyone. So this is on the market condition, macro update for the market condition. So we'll take you through what has happened in the previous month for BSE 500 and a conclusion over after. Yeah. So I think you might have gone through this slide where it's showing basically how price reacts with EPSs on a long term basis. What we are seeing is price moves along with EPS. So a main conclusion to that. So this slide gives an overall view on the market update. So which has been the major sectors that have gained during this month for January 23 and major losers. So a note to be point to be noted over here is that we have taken sectors where the companies have been more than five. Since a very sector less than five, majorly one or two companies may skew the data. So that's the reason that those have been excluded. Coming to gainers, what we have is automobile, IT, and infrastructure. So the reason for automobile gain is basically the numbers were out on their revenue and the PAT, and what we seen is major of the companies were having a positive numbers in their automobiles revenue, and also the PAT margins were increased as compared to the previous quarter. So that has helped in the gaining for their sector. And infrastructure are same in what we have in automobile. Since the raw material cost has reduced, the PAT has increased, and it has helped as a sector for a overall. The next top losers sectors may three of the sectors are basically in line with what we are seeing on the news. Basically, Adani's effect coming on power and logistics. There are three of the companies that has affected on the power sector, and other than that, there has been JSW Energy, which has lost good amount of price in this month. And logistics, again, we have three companies that have been major losers. One is Adani, and the second are CCI and other. The reason for them is the logistics as a whole, the degrowth has been seen, and that's the reason that we are seeing in the major degrowth in the logistics sectors. Retailing, what we see is all the retail valuation chains basically could be Zomato or Nykaa or Avenue Supermarts. All have them lost a major market price, market cap in this month, and that's the reason. So overall, there has been a degrowth of 12% for this month for retail.
So moving on to the top gainers and losers company wise, we see top gainer to be Max Financial, Persistent System, and Tata Motors. Max Financial has actually recovered from its previous fall, which had happened a couple of months before. So last month it had recovered 23% where it had fell earlier. This is in line with their muted growth which they have seen in financials. And this is again in line with the promoters who are selling the entire stake, who are selling part of their stake in the company. Then looking at top losers, we see all the Adani Group companies to be among them, where the Heidenberg research report has adversely impacted the entire group's net worth put together.
Yeah. So the next slide is actually giving a overview on the sectoral growth on revenue basis and net income basis. A point to be noted here again is this data is based on September, not as of December, because few of the companies' data for December we have not received it. What we are seeing is in terms of revenue, there are approximately six sectors that have grown huge in terms of their revenue, and their weights constitute approximately 60% of the total. And coming to net income, those same similar sectors have been highlighted in the second table. And what we are seeing is those company would have approximately weight of 64 or 65%. So what we are saying is, on an overall basis, that BSE 500 composition on terms of revenue and PAT is comprised of basically seven sectors are comprising 65% of the revenue and the net income. Yeah. So this is again an overall view on BSE 500. What we are seeing is the quarterly growth of revenue and PAT. The revenue growth, which was seen slowing down which actually affected in COVID and then rebounded at a very high pace. However, this has been slowing down in the last 3 months. What we are seeing, 3 quarters, sorry, what you're seeing, the growth has also been muted in terms of net income and PAT margins as well. What we saw a boom in net income for March 21, June 21, and March 21 and June 21. It has actually been flat for the last 5 quarters, and also the PAT margins have been reducing considering the inflation effect on it whole.
Then looking at total debt and debt to revenue growth for top 500 companies. Again, the data pertains for September 22 till September 22. So we've seen that the debt growth from September 2018 till September 2022 was at a CAGR of 11% and absolute return of 45%. Further, if we consider the debt to revenue or debt to net income, we see that they are at the average at the same point which they were in September 2018, which is pre-COVID level. So debt to net income for top 500 companies were at 4.6 in September 2018 and currently still at 4.6, which means for every 1 rupee of income, there is 4.6 rupees of revenue. And by income, we mean the net profit here. So the top 500 companies are quite deleveraged or at the same level as they were pre-COVID, which makes them to take more loans or more debt into the company for expansion in near future.
So the main point that we have come into is the price growth and the price earning ratio, what we are seeing. So this slides give you an overall what has been the price growth over the 5 years from June 90, and what has been the PE that has been trading. So what we were seeing is basically price growth has been consistently high since March post-COVID period. But however, what we are seeing is this growth has been flattened for the last 4 months. And for the month of December and January, there has been a degrowth in the price of the top 500 companies. Same is in line with price to earning ratios. The price to earning ratios were way too high in June 20 and September 20. The reason being their EPSs were low, the net income were low, and the prices were back to what we had pre-COVID. So that's the reason we had a high PE. But what we are seeing for the current month and the previous month is that the PE is back to the normalized level of ranging at 23 times of FY24 earnings. So this slides give an overview of how the sectoral revenue growth has been on a YOY basis. This has been again data as of September 22, not as of now. So what we are seeing is hospitality and retailing were the highest growth revenue sectors in terms of the YOY growth, while there has been a muted or no growth at all in 3 of the sectors that were textile, realty, and iron and steel. So that's the reason again we have taken. And one point to be noted is these all are the sectors where the companies have been high, greater than 5 in the belonging sectors. So giving you an overview, the revenue growth has been higher on hospitality, retailing, again a post-COVID effect. But coming to the middle sectors, those are chemical, logistics, banking, and all. These have been at a normal level, what we are seeing in the terms of revenue. Yeah. So coming on to the conclusion on overall market side, what we are seeing is revenue growth has been slowing down on a QOQ basis, where the revenue growth was previously at approximately 8 and 10% for a QOQ basis. Now it has come to 1 to 5%, and it is expected to be slowed down in this December 22. Let's see when the numbers come out by the next month. So next thing is on the price. The price, there has been the market fall has been for the last 2 consecutive months, 2% and 5% respectively, and the hit has been seen on the price to earnings ratio as
well. Okay. So to summarize the entire thing in terms of market movement, we see that the revenue is slowing down. The growth in revenue is being slowing down compared to the previous periods. Further, the valuation seems to be as at its average level as compared to its pre-COVID levels. So the markets are not neither expensive nor trading at a discount for the current month.
Yeah. So this was on the overview of BSE 500, and the previous video that we have was on the macro side. So if you have any queries, you can reach out to us. Thank you.